Well, sent out a few Christmas presents throughout the year this year, and looks like I received one. So, buddy at the radio shop has sent me a package, told me it was on the way, didn't tell me what's in here, said one of them's marked private for me, don't know what that is. Guess I have to open that one off camera, but, so we'll have to crack this puppy open and see what the heck we got in here. As a matter of fact, I had just literally, like seconds before the FedEx man arrived, he had texted me with the tracking information that this package was, out and scheduled for delivery today. And as soon as I hit send, what do I hear in the driveway? The FedEx man. So yeah, it's one of those, what timing. Oh, as I rip his note. What do we got here? 2 items here. We're going to be able to use this. Tram D300. Moved most of the mods from this radio when I first got it. Had a 99 channel kit installed and it was missing the original channel selector. Radio is parts unit, and I took a year to find all the stuff to get back in. I have included one speaker. Radio worked last time I tried it. Just don't have time to do what needs to be done. Recap, tune, and clean, and think it will be a good classic. Small package inside for you, your eyes only. So, I really appreciate that, buddy. Yeah, I have a D300, but it's in really, really sad physical condition. The chrome, actually, the cabinet itself is in good condition, but the chrome, oh my god, yeah, it was stored in I guess a really damp environment or whatever had come in contact with it, and the chrome is just pitted horribly. I can see the speakers got some pitting, but yeah, the one that I got, it's almost completely down to bare plastic, the entire, especially this top edge here. And suspiciously, this foam looks very familiar. I can't imagine where Buddy would have gotten that. So, I know what's in the private for your eyes only. It's DVDs, and no, they're not pornographic. It's technical information. Yep. So there's the speaker, and get the radio up here. Yeah, there's a D300. So let me actually pause the video, and if you're looking at the packing material there, this is actually the box. I think, this is the one that I sent him the laboratory power supply in. Of course, I get this white foam for free by literally the truckload. I'm past knee deep in this shit. Luckily it doesn't weigh much because I've actually had some foam avalanches. If it had been anything heavy, I'd be dead. But I also get this really heavy, this is nice dense foam here and it has holes in it. All of this stuff I get from, my brother gives it to me for free. The packing materials, as far as the foam goes, I get for free. They throw this stuff out by the dumpster full where he works at. It's a bearing manufacturing plant. And years ago, it was one of those things, I was in his garage and I was like, oh, that's some nice foam. Man, I wish I could get some of that. And he's like, well, you want it? I was like, well, what do you mean? You kind of like got that dumbfounded look on my face. He's like, oh, well, they throw that shit away by the dumpster every day at work. I was like, oh, no. Yeah, we can't be having that. So yeah, it all comes home with him now. But and occasionally they also get this, as has, these are actually, the bearing races would be in there, and that's probably about the smallest bearing they make in that plant. They make bearings everywhere from that size up to you can literally drive a truck through, tractor trailer, not a little pickup truck. So they make the bearings like for locomotive turntables, where they turn trains around, drawbridge bearings, windmill bearings, really, really big bearings. But, so let me get this box out of the way, and we'll take a look at this tram. Let me pause the video here. Okay, so here we go. A Tram D300. Like I say, I have one. Buddy had even mentioned about, he was thinking about getting rid of this one, and I told him, if you're interested in selling it, let me know. I might be interested in buying it, because like I say, the one that I have in my collection, the chrome is, it's not so much chrome anymore. It's just plastic. It's all the chrome is peeled off. It was that bad. But, so, I mean, the chrome on this bezel is in really nice shape. The radio needs cleaning up. It's a project radio. He's done a lot of the harder work, undoing modifications. That's always the hardest part, honestly, in any radios. Undoing decades worth of, butchered and hacked up work. But, I mean, good condition. A little bit of pitting on the bezel of the speaker. Nothing bad. There's a small ding in the speaker grill that's usually very easy to get out. Dismantle and just lay your faceplate. If you ever had a speaker grill like this that's got a dent in it, lay it so like in the case of this one, I'll cut a block of wood that just perfectly fits inside of the actual chrome. You lay that down flat on your piece of wood then. Ideally use hardwood, not softwood, because you don't want to be pressing the dent out and making it even, just moving the dent in the other direction. You want to flatten it out. But, or a piece of steel, and lay something over top of it so you don't scratch it up. But then, what I usually do is just come in from the backside with something like a screwdriver handle and just press it out. Just rub that back and forth. You can massage the metal because it is aluminum. You can usually get it worked back out to where it's barely noticeable, if noticeable at all, even if you're looking for it. I mean, you'd be surprised how well you can get those aluminum speaker grills out. Not just in these radios, but in anything that has an aluminum speaker grill. But, faceplate looks really nice. All of the silk screening on it's really nice. I can't say I see anywhere where it looks like the lettering has been coming off. Knobs need to be re-glued. That's not uncommon with these and several other radios that use these type of knobs. Yeah, they have aluminum. They're plastic, but they have aluminum caps on top of them. So, that's need to be taken care of. Yeah, don't mind my dirty, nasty hand vehicles. Yeah, I'm still working on trying to get all the grease rubbed out that and all the metal shavings out of my damn hands. So I've got the top cover loose. It does work. You can tell definitely, it definitely needs work. It's currently hooked up to a signal generator. If I turn it on, and that's with the speaker turned down the whole way, I'm not going to say it's a tremendous amount of noise coming out of the speaker, but you can hear that, the white noise. No ifs, ands, or buts. It needs the caps changed, the electrolytic capacitors. As sensitivity is also low, because that's actually at 10 microvolts. That should be a booming signal right now, and that's low. That'd probably just come back with alignment. So it does work, does transmit. So, those are the main things. It transmits and it receives. Sensitivity, that's usually not a problem. Especially, like I say, all the bad caps. You get weird noises, stuff like that. I mean, I know the controls need to be cleaned. Usually do its 100,000 mile maintenance, and a lot of problems like that will just go away. That's what I always tell people. Don't troubleshoot a lot of these weird audio, actually just a lot of problems in general. If you have an old radio, recap it first, do it yourself, send it to somebody else, doesn't matter who does it, but you recap the radio first. A lot of times, honestly, a lot of problems just vanish. I've learned from experience, wasting my time doing just that. Customer would send a radio in, you spend an hour or 2 hours, a half a day tracking down one or hell, a dozen or more problems in a radio just to find that almost every single one of those problems was a bad electrolytic capacitor. So I've gotten to the point now, they send a radio in, they're going to get it recapped anyhow. They've already told me they want the electrolytic capacitors changed. So yeah, do them first, then do your troubleshooting, because you may just find you may not have to do any troubleshooting. They're the most unreliable part in any radio is the electrolytic capacitors. So let's slide the speaker over a little bit. And these are just, a lot of people think, oh, that's a Tram. Well, no, this you gotta remember, this radio was at the end of the Trams. This was one of Tram's last hurrahs, basically trying to stay in business. Unfortunately, like most all of the other companies, they ended up, going out of business. and are no more. But this was one of their last attempts at trying to stay in business. And they're nice radios, but inside it's not a Tram. It may say Tram here, but it's just like almost all other radios ever made. It's you're going to find either a Uniden or a Cybernet chassis inside. This one's no exception. This is a Uniden. So this has a PC, I think it's a 385. Haven't actually pulled the cover off to look at it yet. Oh, well, that's even, looks like he might have cleaned it out. Doesn't seem to be an excessive amount of dust bunnies in there. A little bit more overhead light here. So, yeah, you can see right there, and this is a AF version. So right there, the board number, PC385AF. So, yep, it's a Uniden. Easy way to tell there. You pop the top cover off, and what's the top of the transformer say? Uniden. So, yeah, it's obvious who actually, built this radio. Extremely good chassis. A lot of people would say, this isn't a real Tram because it doesn't have a real Tram designed and Tram made board in it. But, yeah, come on, guys. It's, once you got into the solid state era, you're talking apples to oranges in comparisons a lot of times. It's more about aesthetics, what you liked, look-wise. Even if Tram had designed their own radio, the odds are they'd have been using 90+% of the exact same parts that Uniden and Cybernet were using to make boards, so why not just use a good chassis that was already being made? So that's what they did. And these, like I say, they're nice. They're really nice radios. They work really well on air, receive well. So, yep, looks like I need to do a recap job on this because it's pretty easy to see that all the electrolytic capacitors, they're all original. Very common problem in anything old in electronics. So yeah, a lot of that white hash noise in the speaker when the volume's turned completely down could definitely be bad capacitors. Wouldn't surprise me. So, but yeah, it looks like he's got it pretty much back all to original now. So he's like I say, he did the hard part. That's honestly is the worst part or the hardest part in any restoration. Usually is undoing other people's work, trying to get something back to the way it was originally when it left the factory. So, hard part's done. That's the easy part now is changing caps, transceiver alignment, and if it still has any issues after that, then fixing them. But from what I'm seeing, I'm not expecting anything. Could be a crystal out of caliber, that doesn't come into alignment or something simple. But yeah, like I say, for the most part, I feel pretty confident it really doesn't need anything. Just a good cleaning, recap, alignment, and this should be a good radio. So, hey buddy, thanks a lot, man. You really had me wondering. You're like, yeah, you're sending me something, and I'm like, what the hell could he be sending me? So I'd forgot we had even talked about this. Like I say, I'd mentioned it because you had said something about thinking about getting rid of this, and I had expressed interest in it, and I really wasn't expecting it to show up at my door as a present. So, hey man, thanks a lot. I guess what comes around goes around. So, goodwill's finally coming back my way. Man, honestly, I can't even imagine how many packages I sent out freebies this year. Not just to Buddy, but to a lot of people. Some people just starting out, working on radios and whatnot, trying to find something. I'd have an extra piece of test equipment laying around. So, especially when you're a pack rat like me, you've got so much shit. You get to a point where you just have to get rid of some of it before you get buried in it. But, yep, so some goodwill's finally coming back my way. And goodwill, something I've been looking at getting. Because they didn't make a tremendous amount of these. So, it's not like it's as easy to find one of these as, let's say, a President Washington or a Cobra 2000 or, any of the very popular radios. So, they don't show up very often, and usually when they do, a lot of the ones I've seen are in the condition of the one like I already had. Yeah, nasty. Now, that one does work. It just looks like, like hell frozen over, I guess you could say. So, again, buddy, thanks a lot, man. I really appreciate that. And I also appreciate the DVDs. like I'm not. You said private. I know exactly what's in here. I can open it up here and verify. But I know what you were sending. You were waiting for some copies of these, some of the latest versions from a friend. And yep, that's exactly what I thought it was. So yep, there's 4 DVDs in there. It's all technical information. I guess he probably just he doesn't want me to say what it is because he doesn't want to get flooded with emails for requests. So. I really appreciate that too. Heck, I'd have been happy if you'd have just dropped that in an envelope. But man, get the Tram D300 too. Thanks a lot, man. You're a heck of a buddy. And we'll leave it at that. So, you have a happy New Year.